Hello everyone and welcome to the Lizard and Cat Award Show. I'm Sean.
I'm Tennille.
And today is the show where we talk about all the movies that we watched in theatrically released order that are animated.
Oh God. So anyway, here's the award show! We're professionals talking
Indeed.
about all the films.
Yes, this is the award show for 1975 and 1976. We watched all the movies that we were able to find from those years that were animated, and now we're going to talk about them. What were the best? What were the worst? What were some interesting points? Stuff like that.
Yes. So, the list of movies that we watched in these 2 years were Hugo the Hippo, Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid, Patete and Trapito, Brother Rabbit, otherwise known as that Ralph Bakshi movie made in 1975, Pinchcliffe Grand Prix, Tarzoon, Shame of the Jungle, Dick Deadeye or Duty Done, Bedbug 75, The Humpback Horse, The Story of the Chinese Gods, and then in 1976, we have The 12 Tasks of Asterisk, Puss in Boots Travels Around the World, Once Upon a Girl, Robot Taekwon V, Allegro Non Troppo, and The Smurfs and the Magic Flute.
Cool. That is 16 films that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get too far, let's do some trivia, and then we'll get into the actual awards.
Go for it.
All right, so we had 16 films total.
Yep.
And, surprising no one, 15 of those were traditionally animated.
Yeah.
Shock and surprise.
We did have one.
Yeah, we had...
Stop motion film,
Yeah, we had one stop motion film.
Which is less technically than before. Like, I know we've had wrap-ups where there's been more, but this is only covering 2 years this time, as opposed to...
multiple years in a row.
Right.
So it's more likely that we're just going to be getting a lot of the same kind of movie, like traditionally animated, with one in there every now and again that's going to be stop motion or something like that.
Yeah.
This section of time also had 2 live action movies, or like partial live action movies.
Hybrids.
That would be Bedbug 75 and Allegro Non Troppo. And then we had 2 other movies that had like framing devices that were live action, but like the majority of the film wasn't, so I don't really even count those.
Yeah.
Now, here's the interesting thing.
Yes.
Divided by countries. Tennille, without looking at my notes, can you tell me what country gave us the most movies this year?
Oh God. Okay. So we actually got quite a few European films, but they're from like all over the place, if I'm correct. Japan gave us at least one a year.
Yep. At least one a year.
At least one a year.
What you said is correct. Stop looking at my screen.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to.
That's where I have all my secrets.
America?
No. This is the first time ever that the United States did not produce the most films.
I mean, as you could probably tell from our list here, there weren't any Disney films.
Not a single Disney film.
That's the first time. Guys, I have to pick something other than a Disney film for my favorite movie because there were none. Oh, dear Lord, how will I survive?
I don't know. You probably won't.
It did make choosing quite a bit harder this time.
Oh, dear.
Look, I can admit to my own vices, okay?
Do you want to make a second guess, or do you want me to lay it on you?
My instincts is something like Belgium or France.
Well, there you go. You got it.
Did I get it? Oh, good
It's
job,
France.
me. France.
They did 2 movies in conjunction with Belgium. And
There
then they
we
also
go.
had their own film on the side.
Yeah.
So, France gave us 3 films this year. That's the most we got out of any particular group.
A real diversified bunch.
Mm-hmm. Then we had 2 from Belgium, which I already mentioned, 2 from Japan, 2 from the Soviet Union, 2 from the United States, and then 1 from each of Argentina, England, Hungary, Italy, Norway, South Korea, and Taiwan.
And a lot of those European films was a joint effort of multiple countries.
Not really. As far as I could tell, only 2 of those were, at least according to the notes that I was going off of.
Yeah, but
a lot of them, that's probably going to be a thing going forward, is a lot of movies in general are just going to be made by more than one country.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's
the trivia out of the way.
That's the trivia.
So, first things first, we have our Best Animated Moments category. What moments stood out to us among these 2 years of films that require another look? And maybe if you're interested, these are the parts to look out for in these movies.
Cool. I have 1 and then like another that's like a runner-up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Like, the 70s are rough. Like, they're really, really rough. Especially in terms of looking for quality animation. Like, everything is Hanna-Barbera, Ralph Bakshi schlock. So, like,
oh, snap.
This is a hard category to pick for. I did go back through like all of our episodes and kind of like re-listen to our thoughts to try and
re-inspire yourself with information, because I'm going to be honest, a lot of these reviews, once we finish them, I mostly forget the movies. It's not because I necessarily want to. I mean, sometimes I really want to because they're bad movies.
Yeah.
But other times it's more of just, we watch a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
well, gotta empty the brain so I can make room for the next one. Yeah, no, I feel that.
Mm-hmm. So, do you want to start with one of yours?
Sure. So, first up, and I don't think this will be a surprise to anyone who watched our review of this movie, but I have as my first one, most of Hugo the Hippo. It's a beautiful film. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of great animation in it. It's a different kind of style. Very much inspired by their previous film, Johnny Corncob, but also like The Yellow Submarine. I just think this film's got a really great visual style.
Indeed.
And it's pretty good, too. Like, it's not great, but, like, it's worth checking out.
My runner-up, I'll just do that one first, is the corporate joke from Asterix.
I have something similar. I have character beats in Asterix, like Asterix wings flopping over in frustration. Mm-hmm. Like, the character animation's better in that film. Yeah. And having the actual artists who worked on the comic work on the film showed.
Yeah. It's like that joke until it finishes. Mm-hmm. Like, the build-up of that joke of them just arduously walking around a building for a really long time, funny. And, like, the animation is paced appropriately to make it feel painful.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah. Do you have any others?
I have one other.
Okay. I also, for a lot of the same reasons Hugo the Hippo is on here, I have the ending sequence of Bedbug 75, the Yellow Submarine inspired sequence.
Yeah. I can see that.
I don't even know that I can necessarily, again, recommend a watch of this film for anyone outside of Russia. But, like, this sequence was really well animated and interesting, even though I can't even really explain to you what happened. Especially not after, weeks of not seeing the film. Mm-hmm. Like, I was barely coherent during the review. And we had just watched it.
That's okay. So, my one actual choice is the 2 really good segments from A Lego Non Tropo.
Yep,
Shock
that's
and
on
surprise.
my list too.
The Bolero section and the Valse Triste section. I probably still said that one completely wrong, but it's the one with the cat in the building and then the evolution scene, which is Bolero. Those 2, especially the first one, has exquisite animation with like the super rough penciling. It looks great. It fits well to the music.
Honestly, the best anime. Like, easily
the best animation
down.
Out of the entire 2 years.
Yeah, like, everything else doesn't hold a candle to this, animation-wise. This is gorgeous. Best thing we'll see out of any of these films.
Yes. Does that mean that the movie as a whole was great? Yeah. But, like, those animated...
It has its moments.
Yeah, it definitely has its moments, that's for sure.
And that's what this is all about. Best animated moments.
Haha! Nice.
My last one that you haven't mentioned is the character animation in Pinchcliffe Grand Prix. It's a film that just takes its time, and the stop-motion puppets are super charming, and they do a good job of, you know, making the characters feel real. It's just charming. It's very nice.
It's very nice. I like the movie a lot.
So,
all right.
Next, what is the film with the best art direction? I actually have 2 picks for this film, this category.
I have 2 and a runner-up.
Oh, a runner-up? Who's your runner-up?
Allegro non troppo.
Really?
Those 2 sections are fantastic, but art direction as a movie as a whole, no.
Okay, I was judging them more on art direction per segment, because each segment's different. Yes, but it's a segmented movie, so I guess
that's true.
It's like critiquing The Amazing World of Gumball for not having cohesive art direction when the whole point is that the art direction is not cohesive, you know?
Okay, I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess I still don't think some of the art direction in some of the other sections was good, though, is the problem.
That's fair. It's definitely one of my picks.
Yeah.
One of my other picks is Dick Deadeye or Duty Done. This is all made to look like famous artist, insert name here. I don't remember.
Thanks.
I don't remember the artist's name, but they stick to that style really well, and it's super impressive, and it looks great.
Okay, fair. Fair, I didn't even put that one on my list.
Really?
Yeah, instead I put Hugo the Hippo. Because, I mean,
of course, yeah.
That movie is a treat for the eyes.
It is. It's crazy.
Even if it doesn't necessarily move the greatest, it looks weird and amazing the whole time.
Yeah, honestly, again, you really should check that movie out. Like, it's not the best thing you'll ever see, but it is certainly unique and worth a watch.
Indeed.
Did you have another one?
Yeah, did you have any others?
No, I had Allegro non troppo and Dick Deadeye.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, I also had Pinchcliffe Grand Prix, because they nailed the quirky aesthetic that they were going for.
Yeah.
It just, their puppetry and sets. Immaculate.
Gorgeous. Beautiful.
I love all of it. I love the weird inventions. The cute little inventions that they made and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. So that...
Very, like, it's handcrafted. And, like, you can tell all the love and effort that went into the whole thing.
Exactly. And it's like, Allegro non troppo has some good art direction in that 1 or 2 segments. But as a whole, I think those other 2 movies did it better.
That's fair.
So that's why it's my runner-up.
That is totally fair.
Okay.
3 movies for best art direction doesn't necessarily, like... They're all good films. But the competition bar was lowered this time around.
You keep saying that. You say that every time.
Because the 70s are weird, man. It's not... this is not my decade.
You're not wrong. Just wait until the 80s. Things start to pick back up. Countries care more about their animation again.
I know, but it's hard. It's hard getting through the 70s.
Hey, we got 3 more years. We'll make it. Anyways... Now we're going category by category. We have taken the 16 films that we watched and divided them down into 4 categories, and we will be deciding the best movie from each of those categories. So, category number 1, we have action adventure. What are the 5 movies we have in this category?
Patete and Trapito, The Pinchcliffe Grand Prix, Puss in Boots Travels Around the World, Robot Taekwondo V, and The Story of the Chinese Gods.
Cool. There's one answer.
There is one answer. I will say Trapito is kind of close.
I would agree.
It's a pretty cute movie.
It's a very cute film. It got us invested enough that we were angry that they did, that the ending was bad. That the ending was bad. So that's a good sign of a movie that has potential. Honestly, check it out if you can.
Yeah. But also, the ending made us mad.
Yeah. So the only true answer is The Pinchcliffe Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's just a good movie.
It's a good movie about a dude winning a race. And I mean, they take it slow and easy, and it's a good time. And then the race happens, and it goes fast and crazy.
Uh-huh. And the fact that, this is a film that Norwegians still watch, as, a holiday film on a yearly basis, I think says a lot for the quality of this film, that it's just kind of like this beloved, treasured national icon. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got plenty of those that are kind of stinkers, but I don't know, this film deserves it. Yeah. It's special.
The next section we have is Fantasy Fairy Tale. What are the 5 movies in this section?
Allegro non troppo, Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid, The Humpback Horse, The 12 Tasks of Asterisk, and The Smurfs and the Magic Flute. Again, this is really easy. Allegro non troppo. Yeah.
The others
don't.
They're fine to
If
suck.
Allegro non troppo wasn't in here, this would be a much harder choice.
Because it's like the worst version of The Humpback Horse, The Little Mermaid, which made us upset, Asterisk, which was boring, and The Smurfs, which was bad.
Yeah.
So, Allegro non troppo, thank you for existing because you were a good film.
Yeah, because if we didn't have you, I would literally have to close my eyes, point, and go, well, I guess this is my answer.
Good stuff. Anyways, next section is drama.
Drama.
We have 3 movies. What are they?
Brother Rabbit, Bedbug 75, and Hugo the Hippo. Hugo the Hippo.
Yeah, HIPPOTMUS, my HIPPOTMUS, my HIPPT. You know, I was surprised I did that well.
CMPFIRESONG song. CMPFIRESONG song.
Okay, alright. Now we're getting sidetracked. Hugo the Hippo is definitely the best of those 3 movies, hands down. The one is a confusing political movie, the other one is...
another confusing political movie.
And then we have Hugo the Hippo, which is a weird movie that's split in half, and one half is dark and the other half is a weird child movie, but it's better than the other 2.
But we've already recommended it multiple times, so that's just...
There you go.
Go watch it!
And our last category is different from the ones we've been using in the past.
Before we've done comedies, we felt like we specifically needed to change this for this category.
It is adult comedy.
Yeah.
Because,
that's what they are.
Yeah.
So here we have Dick Deadeye or Duty Done, Once Upon a Girl, and Tarzoon, Shame of the Jungle. Dick Deadeye or Duty Done.
Dick Deadeye or Duty Done, because the other 2 movies I never want to watch again.
I don't even want to think about them if I don't have to.
So, yeah, it's easy choice.
Yeah.
Easy choice. Now.
Not that I have a whole lot to say about it that we didn't say in the review, so, you know.
It's like, if you like musicals, check it out. It's
specifically
got a cool...
Gilbert and Sullivan musicals.
If you like Gilbert and Sullivan musicals, hodgepodge together with a cool art aesthetic, watch the movie. It's not as good as many of the other movies we've already talked about, but hey, it's still enjoyable.
If those are specifically things that appeal to you, this will probably be the best movie ever made. But then again, you probably already know about it.
Yep.
So.
Alright, now we have a new category.
Yes, last time we did a wrap-up, it was highly requested that we cover a worst category. Normally here on Animation Pilgrimage, we try, especially for the award shows, to keep things pretty positive, because, you know, we like to talk about the good things about animation.
That's what this whole thing is about. It's about watching all the movies and celebrating the greatness of animation. So we don't want to spend a lot of time
on negatives,
focusing on the movies that were really bad.
However, people also really like to know how much we suffer. So, here was our pick for the worst of the movies we watched this time around.
Mm-hmm.
I have it down to one movie. Were you able to narrow it down to one movie?
Yes. And, like, I wonder if I'm going to have to explain why. Because there's two that really stood out to me.
Okay.
My choice is Tarzoon.
That is my choice as well.
Yeah. It's like, sure, Once Upon a Girl also existed in this section of time, but where that one was just bad porn, Tarzoon made me want to tear my eyeballs out.
Tarzoon was
mind-numbingly bad.
Mind-numbing schlock. Like, just scoop my brains out with a raw spoon, please, and don't let me watch this again kind of schlock.
Just every second of the movie was bad.
It was pain.
No.
Yeah.
No, don't. It's bad. No, I hate it. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Tarzoon is the worst movie from these 2 years.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
what is the best movie?
I actually had a hard time picking this one.
I had two as well.
Oh, you picked
best
two?
Of the best, yeah. I mean, I had one that I think is the overall winner, and I have another one that, like, is like a very close runner-up.
Yeah, I feel like any of my picks, other than for best movies of their specific categories, could win this.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wanted to try to just pick one. And for me, I feel like the one that had the best overall package of just
everything.
Good, yeah, it's like, it's got a good story, good characters, good animation. It's Pinchcliffe Grand Prix.
Hard agree.
Cool.
I think it was the best movie out of all these years.
High five.
Because it was great. I loved looking at it. I loved watching it. I loved listening to it. I loved all of it. I loved every moment of it.
Charming, yeah.
It's a little slow paced, but you know what? Sometimes you do need just like a calm movie.
Uh-huh.
And this movie did that.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
If there's one thing I appreciate about 70s animation and storytelling, is that there tends to be a slower vibe to things going on. And sometimes that's not great. Sometimes it makes things really boring. But when they nail that aesthetic, like, it does make just for a nice, like, chill comfort movie.
Indeed. And that's exactly what we got in Pinchcliffe Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm. So what's your other pick?
Allegro non troppo. I mean,
it's a
really
unique
good.
film. And
shock and surprise, I like movies that are Fantasia.
Sean likes the Fantasia ripoff movie. Who would have thought?
I know, it's so weird. It's not like Fantasia's one of my all-time favorite movies of all time.
I know.
Weird.
Who would have seen that coming?
Mm-hmm. But again, it doesn't quite make it there because some of the segments are bad to boring.
Mm-hmm. I will say, too, that out of these 2 years, we had a pretty decent
mix
ratio of films that we thought were awful and films that we enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, movies we haven't really talked about here at all are Puss in Boots Travels Around the World and The Humpbacked Horse was fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like...
But we also had bad movies like Robot that were like just kind of laughably bad. Robot Taekwon V and The Story of the Chinese Gods.
Yeah.
They were just kind of bad.
Bad, but like, at least not Tarzoon bad. They were bad in a like,
we can laugh
this
at
is
these.
Garbage, but whatever, this is kind of fun.
We can laugh at how bad these are.
Yeah.
And not, I Want to Die bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right, well, I think that wraps up these 2 years. So, going forward, the years are getting full enough of movies that we're actually going to be switching to a 1-year basis.
Mm-hmm.
So from here on out, we're doing 1 year, and then we'll have the yearly wrap up as compared to a decade.
Yeah.
Man.
How many films do we have in 77?
Well, I'm glad you asked. After doing a quick little bit of research, it looks like we currently have 13 movies. Obviously, that number could change depending on if people find more movies for us, which this is a good time to remind people that if you want to help find movies that we have not seen and you think we should, you can check our list in the description of every single video. You can look at that. Anything listed in blue is something we couldn't find, and if you can find it, just send us an email over at animationpilgrimage@gmail.com, and we'll be able to confirm that you did find the movie for us. Like if you can send us a link or something like that, we can watch it and it'll get added to the list.
Yeah, and 13 might not seem, well, I don't know. It might seem like a short amount of time to do then a review, like an award show after that. But you have to keep in mind that 78 also has like basically 13 movies.
Yeah, so together that's 26 movies, and that's way too many to do at the same time. That's the reason we're splitting it up.
Yep.
So, join us back here next time as we jump into the first movie of 1977, which is Wizards by Ralph Bakshi.
I'm so glad that'll start at the beginning of the playlist, and I'll have that on the front of my channel for the next several weeks as we get through 77.
Hooray!
Cool. See you guys next time!